My name is Maris Lorin Vivanduta and I am a student from ABM 11 YA-7. Our subject for today's video is Business Mathematics and our topic is fraction and specifically the addition and subtraction. So without further ado, let's get started!
What is a fraction? A fraction is a number that represents a part of a whole or a ratio between two numbers. Also, a fraction consists of a numerator and a denominator. The numerator is the number of equal parts being taken into consideration, while the denominator is the number of equal parts into which is divided. Fractions have three basic types. First is the proper fractions, where numerator or the top number is smaller than denominator or bottom number, while improper fractions is where the numerator is larger than denominator. And last is the mixed numbers. It means it is a whole number and a fraction. Let's proceed to our examples to the addition of fraction. Simulan natin sa similar fraction. Here's the examples in addition of similar fraction.
For our first example, we have 1/5 plus 4/5. Kung makikita nyo, pareha sila ng denominator. So, we are just going to add both numerator which is 1 plus 4. Then, just simply copy the denominator. So, 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Then, yung denominator natin is 5 pa rin. So, now, we have 5 over 5. And always remember na our final answer should always be simplified if possible. So, yung 5 over 5 ay pwedeng masimplify by simply divide itong dalawa. So, 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. And that will be our final answer. Next, for the second example, we have 3 over 7 plus 2 over 7. Same process lang tulad ng sa number 1. Dahil pareha sila ng denominator, we are just simply add the numerator which is 3 plus 2. Then, just copy the denominator. As simple as that. So, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Then, our denominator is 7. So, now, we have 5 over 7. And hindi siya pwedeng masimplify, so that will be our final answer. Last example, for the addition of similar fraction, we have 5 over 9 plus 1 over 9. Same process ulit, add the numerator which is 5 plus 1. And then, copy the denominator. So, 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. Then, the denominator is 9. That's why we have 6 over 9. But don't forget to simplify. 6 over 9 is pwede pang masimplify. So, our final answer is 2/3.
And now, here's the examples in addition of the similar fraction.
For our first example, we have 1/2 plus 3/5. As you can see, hindi sila parehas ng denominator. It means dissimilar fraction siya. So, para makuha natin ang tamang sagot, first, we are going to find the least common multiple or LCM of 2 and 5. And that is 10. Kaya magiging denominator natin ay 10 dapat. After that, we are going to multiply both numerator and denominator of 1/2 and 3/5 by the number that make its denominator equal to our LCM. So, 1/2 are multiply to 5 over 5. Para maging 10 ang denominator. and that will be 5 over 10. Next is the 3/5. Same process lang, pero ang 3/5 are multiplied to 2 over 2. And we have 6 over 10. We are now have a similar fraction, which is 5 over 10 plus 6 over 10. So ngayong parehas na ang denominator natin, pwede na nating ipag-add ang ating numerator, which is 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6, then copy the denominator. 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. Then, copy the denominator. But, make sure to simplify your answer. 11 over 10 ay pwede pang masimplify. So, paano? Just simply divide 11 over 10. Or 11 divided by 10. Therefore, our final answer is 1 and 1 over 10. Next, for the second example, we have 1/4 plus 2/6 or 2 over 6. Same process lang sa number 1 example dahil ito ay dissimilar fraction pa din. So first, hanapin ulit natin ang LCM ng both denominators, which is 4 and 6. So the LCM is 12. That's why our denominator is 12. Next step is we're going to multiply ulit both the numerator and denominator of each fraction, which is the 1/4 and the 2/6 or 2 over 6 by the number that make its denominator equal to the LCM. So 1/4 times 3 over 3 is equal to 3 over 12. And 2 over 6 times 2 over 2 is equal to 4 over 12. Now we have 3 over 12 plus 4 over 12. The two fractions now have like denominators, so we can simply add the numerators. 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4, then copy the denominator, and that will be 7 over 12. This fraction cannot be simplified, therefore 1/4 plus 2/6 is equal to 7 over 12. As example, for the addition of dissimilar fraction, we have 4 over 7 plus 5 over 8. The fractions have unlike denominators, so let's find first the LCM of our denominator 7 and 8. And that is 56. 56 now is our denominator. Next naman is we're going to multiply again both numerator and denominator of each fraction by the number that makes its denominator equal to our LCM, which is 56. So 4 over 7 times 8 over 8 is equal to 32 over 56. Then 5 over 8 times 7 over 7 is equal to 35 over 56. Now we have the same denominator 32 over 56 plus 35 over 56. So let's just add our numerator, 32 plus 35, then just simply copy our denominator, which is 56, and 32 plus 35 is equal to 67. Then copy the denominator. But always remember, don't forget to simplify your answer. Dahil ang 67 over 56 ay pwede pang masimplify by simply divide 67 and 56. 67 divided by 56 is equal to 1 and 11 over 56. Therefore, 4 over 7 plus 5 over 8 is equal to 1 and 11 over 56.
And for the last examples in additions is the mixed numbers.
For our first example, we have 2 and 1/5 plus 3 and 1/2. So first, let's add the whole number, which is 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Then next, let's add naman both fraction, which is 1/5 plus 1/2. As you can see, magkaiba sila ng denominator. So we are going to find the LCM of 5 and 2, and that is 10. So 1/5 ay magiging 5 over 10, while 1/2 is magiging 2 over 10. So, 5 over 10 plus 2 over 10 is equal to 7 over 10. Last is, we're going to combine our whole number and our fraction, which is 7 over 10. Therefore, 5 plus 7 over 10 is equal to 5 and 7 over 10. And that is our final answer. Next example is we have 5 and 3/4 plus 8 and 2/6. What we're going to do is to add first the whole number, which is 5 plus 8. 5 plus 8 is equal to 13. Then, proceed naman tayo sa fraction, which is 3/4 plus 2/6. Hindi sila same ng denominator, so hanapin muna natin ang LCM ng 4 and 6, and that is 12. Ngayon nahanap na natin ang LCM ng both denominator, we are going to multiply both numerator and denominator of each fraction by the number that make its denominator equal to our LCM. So 3/4 is i-multiply natin by 3, and that will be 9 over 12. And 2/6 is i-multiply naman natin by 2, and the answer is 4 over 12. Ayan, same denominator na sila. So, pwede na natin ipag-add ang ating numerator, which is 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4 is equal to 13. Then, copy the denominator. To simplify 13 over 12, just divide 13 and 12. And that will be 1 and 1/12. Or 1 and 1 over 12. Lastly is we are going to combine the answer natin sa whole number, which is yung 13, and yung answer natin sa fraction, which is yung 1 and 1/12. So, 13 plus 1 and 1 over 12 is equal to 14 and 1 over 12. And that's our final answer. Lastly is we have 9 and 4/5 plus 1 and 7 over 10. So, add ulit natin ang whole numbers which is 9 plus 1. 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. Proceed naman tayo sa fraction which is 4/5 plus 7 over 10. As you can see, they are not the same denominator, so let's find first the LCM. The LCM of 5 and 10 is 10. So 4/5 is i-multiply natin by 2, and that will be 8 over 10. While 7 over 10 is i-multiply naman natin by 1, and the answer is 7 over 10 pa rin. So we have now 8 over 10 plus 7 over 10. Pwede na natin ipag-add ang ating numerator, which is 8 plus 7. 8 plus 7 is equal to 15. Then, simply copy the denominator. And the answer is 15 over 10. 15 over 10 ay pwedeng ma-simplify, and ito ay magiging 3 over 2. But 3 over 2 ay pwede pa ding ma-simplify, at ito naman ay magiging 1 and 1/2 ngayon. So, 10, which is our whole number, plus 1 and 1/2 is equal to 11 and 1/2. And that will be our final answer.
Now that we are done sa addition of fractions, let's proceed to the subtraction of fraction. And here is the subtraction of similar fraction.
For our first example, we have 4/5 minus 1/5. Same process lang tulad ng sa addition, but this time is subtraction naman. The two fractions have like denominators, so we just simply subtract the numerators, which is 4 minus 1, then just copy the denominator. 4 plus 1 is equal to 3. Then copy ulit the denominator. It can't be simplified, so that will be our final answer. Next example, we have 3 over 7 minus 2 over 7. Same denominators ulit, so pwede na natin i-subtract ang dalawang numerators, which is 3 minus 2, then copy the denominator, and the answer is 1 over 7. Hindi siya pwedeng i-simplify, therefore 3 over 7 minus 2 over 7 is equal to 1 over 7, and that will be our final answer. Last example, we have 5 over 9 minus 1 over 9. Same process pa din, since pares pa din sila ng denominator, we just subtract both numerators, which is 5 minus 1, then copy the denominator. 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. Copy the denominator. And our answer is 4 over 9.
Next is the subtraction of dissimilar fraction.
For our first example, we have 3/5 minus 1/2. Same process to the addition, but this time we have subtraction. The fractions have unlike denominators, so first we are going to find the LCM of our denominators 5 and 2, and that is 10. Next is we are going to multiply both numerator and denominator of each fraction by the number that make it equal to our LCM. That's why 3/5 are going to multiply by 2. Therefore, 3/5 times 2 over 2 is equal to 6 over 10. and 1/2 are going to multiply by 5. Therefore, 1/2 times 5 over 5 is equal to 5 over 10. We have now the same denominator, 6 over 10 minus 5 over 10. After that, we are going to subtract our numerator, which is 6 minus 5, then copy the denominator. 6 minus 5 is equal to 1, then copy ulit the denominator. And our answer is 1 over 10. Therefore, 3/5 minus 1/2 is equal to 1 over 10. Our second example is 2 over 6 minus 1/4. As you can see, the fractions have unlike denominators. So first, let's find the LCM of the denominators 6 and 4, and that is 12. So now, our denominator is 12. After that, we multiply again the numerator and denominator by the number that make its denominator equal to our LCM. So, 2 over 6 are going to multiply by 2. And 1/4 are going to multiply by 3. So basically, 2 over 6 times 2 over 2 is equal to 4 over 12. And 1/4 times 3 over 3 is equal to 3 over 12. The two fractions now have like denominators, so we can subtract the numerators. 4 minus 3, then copy the denominator. 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. Copy ulit the denominator. That will be our final answer is 1 over 12. Last example is 5 over 8 minus 4 over 7. Dissimilar fraction. So let's find first the LCM of our denominator 8 and 7, and that is 56. So now our denominator is 56. Next, we multiply the numerator and denominator of each fraction by the number that make its denominator equal to our LCM. Therefore, 5 over 8 are multiplied by 7. And 4 over 7 are multiplied by 8. Therefore, 5 over 8 times 7 over 7 is equal to 35 over 56. And 4 over 7 times 8 over 8 is equal to 32 over 56. The two fractions now have the same denominators. So, pwede na nating ipag-subtract ang ating numerator. 35 minus 32 copy the denominator. So, 35 minus 32 is equal to 3 over 56. Therefore, 5 over 8 minus 4 over 7 is equal to 3 over 56. And that's it.
Now is the subtractions of mixed numbers.
For the first example, we have 3 and 1/2 minus 2 and 1/5. Let's subtract first the whole number before we proceed to our fraction. So, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. And for the fraction part, we have 1/2 minus 1/5. Hindi sila parehas ng denominator, so hahanapin muna natin ang LCM ng 2 and 5, and that is 10. Kaya yung 1/2 ay imumultiply natin by 5, and that will be 5 over 10. While our 1/5 ay imumultiply naman natin by 2, and that will be 2 over 10. Let's subtract the numerator. 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Then, copy the denominator. And lastly, ipag-add or ipag-combine na natin ang whole number at ang ating fraction. So, 1, which is yung whole number natin. Then, our fraction, which is 3 over 10. And that will be 1 and 3 over 10. And that's our final answer. Last example is we have 8 and 2/6 or 2 over 6 minus 5 and 1/2. First, let's solve the whole number, which is 8 minus 5. 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. Then, proceed naman tayo sa fraction parts, which is 2/6 minus 1/2. The similar fraction, so hanapin natin ang LCM ng 6 and 2, and that is 6. So, 2/6 is imumultiply natin by 1, and our answer is 2/6 also. While 1/2 is imumultiply natin by 3, and that will be 3 over 6. Ayan, same denominator na sila. So, pwede na natin ipag-subtract yung numerator natin, which is yung 2 minus 3. So, 2 minus 3 is equal to -1. Then, copy the denominator. Then, combine the whole number and fraction. So, 3 minus 1/6. Minus siya dahil negative 1/6 yung nakuha natin kanina sa fraction. And that will be 2 and 5 over 6. And that will be our final answer.
Ngayong tapos na tayo sa ating discussion, I will give a short activity sa inyo para malaman ko kung may natutunan ba kayo for today's lesson. I have 2 sets of activities here, but first, let's try the addition of fraction.
First, we have 4 over 10 plus 2 over 10. The two fractions have the same denominators, so we can add the numerators. So, 4 plus 2, then copy the denominator. 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. Copy ulit the denominator. 6 over 10 ay pwede pang ma-simplify, so we are going to do is to divide both numerator and denominator by the GCF of 6 and 10, and that is 2. So, 6 divided by 2 over 10 divided by 2. Therefore, 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Then, 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. Therefore, 4 over 10 plus 2 over 2 is equal to 3/5. Next is, we have 3 over 7 plus 1 over 8 or 1/8. The fractions have unlike denominators. So first, we're going to find the LCM of 7 and 8, and that is 56. Next, we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator sa number na magiging equal sa LCM natin, which is yung 56. So, 3 over 7 times 8 over 8 and 1 over 8 or 1/8 times 7 over 7. Therefore, 3 over 7 times 8 over 8 is equal to 24 over 56. While 1 over 8 or 1/8 times 7 over 7 is equal to 7 over 56. 24 over 56 plus 7 over 56 have the same denominators. Then, pwede na natin ipag-add ang numerators natin, which is 24 plus 7 is equal to 31. Then, copy the denominator. Therefore, 3 over 7 plus 1 over 8 or 1/8 is equal to 31 over 56. Last is we have 5 and 1/2 plus 3 and 1/4. Let's add first the whole number, which is 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. And proceed naman tayo sa fraction, which is 1/2 plus 1/4. Unlike denominator siya, so let's find first the LCM of 2 and 4. And that will be 4. So, 1/2 is i-multiply natin by 2 and the answer is 2/4. While 1/4 is i-multiply naman natin by 1 and the answer is 1/4 also. Ngayong same ng denominator ng both fraction natin, let's add our numerator. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Then copy the denominator. Then, pwede na natin ipag-add ang whole number natin sa fraction natin. So, 8 plus 3/4 is equal to 8 and 3/4. And that will be our final answer.
For the next activity is the subtraction of fraction.
First is we have 2/4 minus 1/4. Same denominator sila, so it's similar fraction. Basically, we just simply subtract our numerator 2 minus 1, then copy the denominator. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Copy ulit the denominator. Therefore, 2/4 minus 1/4 is equal to 1/4. Second is we have 6 over 8 minus 5 over 7. Same process, but let's find first the LCM of 8 and 7, and that is 56. Next is we're going to multiply 6 over 8 to 7 over 7, while 5 over 7, we're going to multiply to 8 over 8. Therefore, 6 over 8 times 7 over 7 is equal to 42 over 56. Then, 5 over 7 times 8 over 8 is equal to 40 over 56. Then, subtract the numerator, which is 42 minus 40, then copy the denominator. 42 minus 40 is equal to 2. Copy ulit the denominator. So, we have now 2 over 56. But, don't forget to simplify your answer dahil yung 2 over 56 ay pwede pang masimplify. So, paano gagawin natin? Ang 2 and 56 ay i-divide lang natin sa GCF nila, which is 2. So, 2 divided by 2 over 56 divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Then 56 divided by 2 is equal to 28. Therefore, 6 over 8 minus 5 over 7 is equal to 1 over 28. And that will be our final answer. Last is 5 and 1/2 minus 3 and 1/4. Let's subtract first the whole number, which is 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. Then next, subtract naman natin yung fraction, which is 1/2 minus 1/4. They are not also the same denominator, so let's find first the LCM. The LCM of 2 and 4 is also 4. So, 1/2 ay na-multiply natin sa 2, and that will be 2/4. And 1/4 is na-multiply natin sa 1, and that will be 1/4 also. We are now have the same denominator, 2/4 minus 1/4. 2/4 minus 1/4 is equal to 1/4. Then after that, we're going to add our whole number, which is 2 plus 1/4. 2 plus 1/4, and that will be 2 and 1/4. And that's our final answer.
And that's the end of our lesson. But before I end this video, I just want to leave a quotation from anonymous person. Says that maths can be related to our lives. It teaches us to always be careful with the signs.
And that's all for today's video. I hope you learn and you feel more confident about understanding fraction, especially in addition and subtraction. Thank you for watching. See you in my next vlog. Bye!